holiday season is upon us. Today we're going to check out one of the only songs that I could find that has anything to do with Thanksgiving, Over the River and Through the Woods, as we start debuting some of our holiday music here at All for Uke. Get yourself tuned up and let's have some fun playing this classic. Hey, before we get started, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and click that alert bell so you know when the next video is coming your way. If you're interested in more learning resources, head over to allforuke.com where we have a full searchable library of songs, song sheets, practice tracks, worksheets, and more. All for you, allforuke.com. Let's take a look at the 4 chords that we need for this tune. We're going to start off with a C major here. So I'm just playing that with my ring finger on the A string of the 3rd fret. Make sure you're up on your fingertip to get that nice tone to ring through. Make sure all those notes are sounding nice and sweet. We have an F major chord as our 2nd chord. We play that with our middle finger on the G string of the 2nd fret, index finger on the E string of the 1st fret. We have a G7 chord here, so I'm going to pivot down to this G7 chord using my index finger from the F chord. So I come down here with my middle finger on the C string of the 2nd fret, index on the E string of the 1st fret, and ring on the A string of the 2nd fret. Nice dominant 7 chord. And our 4th and final chord is a D7. We can play that a couple different ways. So one option is to play it with our middle finger on the 2nd fret G string and ring finger on the 2nd fret E string. This is the open position D7. And then the closed position D7, we bar the entire 2nd fret with our index finger and place our middle finger on the 3rd fret of the A string. So we have these 2 options for D7. So those are the 4 chords we need. Now let's take a look at the strumming pattern. So the pattern for this tune is down, down, up, down, up. So we could call this 6/8 or 3/4 for this pattern, depending how you want to count it. But essentially, you will count the strumming pattern 1, 2, and 3, and. So I add emphasis to this first down strum. So I go 1, 2, and 3, and. And to add emphasis, I'm just adding a little bit more weight in that down strum so that kind of stands out above the other part of the pattern. So take a listen here. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and. If you were to count this in 6, all you would really be doing is doubling this pattern. So you would count it 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and. So either way, it's the same thing using the pattern here. So that's the strumming pattern. Let's just take a second now and work on this together. So I'm going to hold down a C major chord, and I'll just give us a 3 count in, and we'll go through this pattern a few times just so you can get the feel for it. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and. All right, so let's jump into the verse now. I'm going to break this into a couple of sections here, and we're going to work on it line by line. So I'll play the first component here for you and sing it, and then we'll walk through it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Over the river and through the woods, to grandmother's house we go. All right, so those first 2 lines here. So when we're playing Over the River and Through the Woods, we play the C chord 4 times. So we go over the river and through the woods. Then we move over to the F chord. So not really any way to switch to the F chord other than just jumping to that chord. And we play the F chord 1 time. Then we move to G7 and we play that 1 time. And then we move to C and we play that twice. So let's just try to play through that together. You can see on the blue bar below where those chords are laid out with the number of times. I'm going to give us a 3 count in, and then we'll go right into this here. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. F, G7, C. So this tune and several of the other songs that we've done on the channel here come from the 365 Days of Uke, Jim Bailoff's classic book here. This is a great one to add to your arsenal of uke music. You can get it at allforuke.com. Check it out. All right, now I'm going to play the second half of the verse here for you, starting on the G7 chord. The horse knows the way to carry the sleigh through the white and drifted snow. So for this section, we start on the G7 and we'll play that twice. Then we slide over here. Here's a little trick. Keep your ring finger on the A string as you slide over from the 2nd fret to the 3rd fret. We'll play the C chord twice. Now we have a decision to make on our D7. We can either play this bar chord version here, or we can just go to our open version of D7. I kind of like the closed bar position better. And then our final chord here is G7 again, and we play that twice. So let's play this little section together. I'll give us a 3 count in, and we'll start on the G7. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. G7, 2, C, 2, D7, 2, G7, 2. Now I'm going to demonstrate the second section here, which starts off just like the beginning of the song. So, starting on a C chord here, we go over the river and through the woods. Oh, how the wind does blow. So again, we're going to start here with a C chord 4 times. We'll play our F chord once, our G7 once, and our C twice. So because we played that in the first section, we're not going to play it again. We're going to move on to the second part of this section, which starts on an F chord. So let me demonstrate the last section of the tune here. So we start on F. It stings the toes and bites the nose, and over the ground we go. All right, some quick chord changes here. So I guess that's kind of the challenge of the song, even though we're using some basic chords, but it's the chord movements and the intertwining of these chords that gives it a little bit of a intrigue. So we start on an F chord here, and we'll play that 1 time. And then we pivot down. So we want to make sure we're using our index finger to pivot into this G7 chord. We'll play this once. Slide over to the C chord with our ring finger. And then we move to our D7 chord. Play that once. And then we finish off here with C, G7, C. So something that you can do to work on this is take the strumming pattern out of the equation and really just work on walking through these chords and making sure that you're keeping everything nice and tight here to the fretboard. You don't want your fingers lifting off. You want them nice and rounded. You should be able to see your fingernails facing you the whole time. All right, so now let's play this last section together, starting on the F chord. I'll give us a 3 count in. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. F, G7, C, D7, C, G7, C. The moment you've all been waiting for, we're going to play this one together now all the way through the form. So we're going to start off, I'm going to intro the song, I'm going to play the C chord 4 times through the pattern before the singing starts, just a heads up, so just to kind of give us a nice little entrance into the tune. So here we go, I'll give us a 3 count in, and we'll start on the C chord. Smile, we're playing uke, it's the holiday season. It's 75 degrees in Chicago in November. My goodness, here we go. 1, 2, 3, C. 2, 3, 4, here we go. Over the river and through the woods, to grandmother's house we go. The horse knows the way to carry the sleigh through the white and drifted snow. Over the river and through the woods, oh how the it stings the toes and bites the nose, and over the ground we go. Well, thank you so much for learning with me today. Make sure you jump over to allforuke.com, where I put together a comprehensive PDF song sheet for this one that you can download. And also leave any comments below that you have, or any suggestions for other holiday music you'd like to hear in the catalog. My name is Kevin. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.
Let's get carried away.